Hey everyone, welcome back to Seeking the Guardian, which is this puzzle game about seemingly impossible murals, and a big emphasis on lateral thinking. Last part we ended off with rooms like this one not being solved, like a square with dash lines and a question mark are drawn, seems like it's asking what isn't here, and yeah, there's like, clearly the 5 is not in this room. But I don't know how to draw a 5 pip. Like, clearly it's a 5 that's missing. I mean, it'd kind of be fun. Oh my god, that's what it is! Okay, well, I was just trying to show that as an example, but alright, that's pretty cool. We'll want to reset the level so it doesn't block the way, though. And also, I've really been wondering if you can't move stuff between rooms. This is distressing me. Like, in this puzzle, there was this mural, about 8 squares are drawn, and clearly we only have 3 boxes, plus ourselves, which does not equal 8. I'm wondering if I need to do this in the other room or something, because there happens to be 8 suspiciously here, even though this is not the current room. Well, it didn't really work. Now, if you saw part 2 of this, you know that video ended with a really cursed twist that I didn't want to, like, do immediate spoilers, and it won't help for now. I can't visualize it helping immediately, but it's certainly very suspicious. If we had that twist, but rotated 90 degrees as well, if you know what I mean, then we could maybe get this puzzle done. But as of now, even with the cursed twist, I'm not sure that we can do it. Also, it leads to a room we've already been, unless some non-Euclidean troll is gonna happen. So even though, like, there was an insane twist last part, which I will invoke if it gets to that point, okay? Maybe in here. Wait, but it said the hint for this level. Well, I should just show it here. I read the hint, which is, when can I solve after both the left and bottom doors are opened? Which is weird because I would have thought of using the cursed twist in this room. But maybe that's still not applicable or something. But yeah, in this one we need the key to hit the door. We really ought to solve a puzzle now. It's been a while, yeah? Back in the bunny room. Like, again, it says it can be solved anytime, so I don't know about using the trick here. I'll still try to use the trick, but, like, I mean, it seems like the bunnies want to be in dead ends for me to catch them. And also, like, they're not about sight lines. It's just, it tries to move away from you no matter what sight line you are in. It also, like, wakes up a little too early, like, for example, this is the kind of dead end that I was wondering about creating. Hopefully the bunnies, like, doesn't have the capability of moving out of the way. But if bunnies can't move into each other, it's a potential that would count as a dead end. Of course, the way it works, it's really hard to get the bunnies to stay in the middle. Hold on a moment, because you're going to go into the cursed section that we ended the last part in and see how various places interact with it. Because, okay, so the joke here, there was some lore about the bottom right, which, the point is not the bottom right. The point is that this is jutting out, so when I move down, I only move half a block. So now I'm half a block vertically displaced. But will that help for anything? No clue. But obviously it can vertically displace blocks in cursed ways. Now, this prevents me from moving anywhere unless I switch back to normal offset, which is why it probably won't help in many other situations. But to avoid some PP comments, I will say that I tried to visualize, like, what I was visualizing back here was that even though you can do this, we don't have a horizontal edition of this offset, so it's not going to work right now. But yes, it is very compelling that we could potentially vertically offset these. Hey, if this is actually a wall, shouldn't the mural actually say something different from this side? Well, I'm sad and this feels progression blocking, so I'm just going to check the hints. I cannot catch them because their parity is off. They move only when I'm inside the room because their parity is off? Okay, I knew that could be a thing, considering they were, like, adjacent in some way. But, oh my god, is that actually about, like... it's not about this thing. That's so insane. Also, not the most noticeable thing ever. Also, I think you need to, like, if you want to displace their parity, I guess you would also have to notice how their wake-up spots are at. Yeah, I'm looking at the spots where they wake up and it's always in a checkerboard pattern. Like, even though it looks arbitrary, which is kind of annoying, I thought this was about trying to make a secret dead end. But it seems like the idea may actually just be to wake one up, switch your parity by going outside the room, and then maybe they interact in a different way now that... Well, that didn't work. Hold on, it's... So instead of trying to switch it like that, when I went in and moved, it also moved when I came back into the room. So just exit at the same place that I entered, and maybe now the parity is correct. Okay, they are now separated by 1. Although the bottom left corner is more interesting right now. God, do I still need to do a sleeping bunny dead end trick after that? Oh my god. I still have problems catching them, even though they're like differently paritied now. What if I leave and come back? Or something? What? Oh, sure. Wow, I guess it can't move into the same square nor decide to not move or whatever. And it doesn't escape, like, I would have thought, honestly, that the bunny moving away in response to me moving right would be a thing as well, but no. And the other bunny has decided to become a white-gloved hand. No, okay, no. Let's just get it and win, huh? That, I don't know what to think about, though. Like, the middle of the screen being, like, and the sleeping bunnies, they didn't matter as much as I thought, and I really thought it was something more about the middle of the level's geometry making some sort of dead-end configuration possible, and that just wasn't it, unfortunately. These are pillars of books. What the? Relieved a drought with heavy rain. Struck a bear threatening a human with lightning. Create a stone cave and seal. This feels like lore posts. A shape of person above clouds drawn. Oh god, we gotta read the lore now for all of this. Oh jeez. Oh god. And I guess I can say yes and mark it. Humans main offered a hat. Damn it. Not only that, but there was an intro I didn't show because YouTube retention paranoia. I'm not even sure you can rewatch the intro from the inside of this game. Doesn't mean to, like, answer no to some of these, because how can you confirm an event hasn't happened if it's not mentioned? Like, this feels true. Maybe it's, like, verbatim, like, mentions of the lore. But also, I would like to point out, there are some rooms we've not been to. We do seem to be roadblocked on this, though. So I'm assuming there's nothing hidden in the rooms that we have not been to yet. Oh, no. Okay. I don't even know. A swarm of locusts was sweeping over the mountains, devouring everything in its path as it moved toward the village. Then sparrows, starling swallows, and kestrels appeared, flocking towards the village. As the swarm of locusts neared the village, the birds swooped in, devouring them. Once the locusts were freed, the birds scattered back into the mountains. This room near the top right, I don't think I read, the humans held a feast, saying that the guardian saved the child. Then they carved a thick staff from the tree struck by the lightning and offered to the guardian. The guardian, pleased with humans, sent a fierce wind that night. The next day, the humans found that only the staff had vanished from the altar. Does the Guardian really exist? Well, I don't recognize any line that's been kept. A famished bear in search of sustenance descended upon the village. The bear encountered a child at the village gate, and the child, stricken with fear, stood frozen in place. A group of villagers emerging from the town beheld the bear and the child, yet they were powerless to act. At the moment, a lightning bolt struck a nearby old tree with a loud crash, and the bear, startled by the noise, ran away. It's a story the elder once told me. It also doesn't credit the Guardian yet, so who knows for sure. I am sort of wondering if it's like mini-map positioning versus the book positioning, but it isn't quite that, seemingly, because it's 5x5 versus 2x5, or 5x2. One cold winter's day, snow fell thick and fast upon the village. Steadily piled up for days, the snow ultimately caused an old stable to collapse. The next day, the sun peeked through the thick clouds to cast its light over the village. The warm sunlight melted the snow, and the village regained its warmth. Like, what if it's just a meme puzzle? It's like yes to all or something. I don't recognize the hat, but... No. Say I don't recognize the hat one. Maybe not that one either. Alright, another try is... we can take some sort of the Guardian isn't real situation, and just do no to, like, everything. Except the ones that... I don't know if that one counts. This one I'm not even sure, like... But let's say there's no supernatural powers, and we're just gonna do only the objective possible things. That didn't work. Okay, this one, what about this one? If the Guardian is any, like, non-supernatural, this would also be on. Damn, it didn't work at all. Okay, I checked the intro of the game again, I didn't see anything. I really didn't. If you really want to see, I'll, like, I'll, like, skim through it, but... it didn't really show very much, I think. There's really no place that calms my mind like this. It becomes an ice puzzle at the end, etc. Maybe this thing. Like, I thought it was the bottom right tile, but the reason I haven't actually went to the place that looks like the bottom right is that this grid clearly looks like a 5x5. Also, I thought we can't do anything here because the other room is the bunny place, and I can't do anything in vertically offset mode, even though this is clearly suspicious. Okay, I clearly just don't have good memory. It's clear that it's like, it actually is just the lore items, and it's not like a trick or interpretation of that. Like this, the sun clearing the snow did happen in the lore. So, okay. Gained a will since humans called for them. Yeah, we've seen that on the very first one. It's not a hat, it's a staff. Cured a plague through wild flowers, yes. Unable to stop. No, that's not true. Drove a swarm of locusts by gathering birds, that's basically true. I think this is actually true. This is not direct. Yes, this is true. Relieved of drought is true. Could not stop a massive landslide. And there we go. So it wasn't that complicated. I only edited one thing from what I previously had, didn't I? Ooh, there's some stuff on the... What is that? A broken mural or a... I feel a cozy aura nearby. The guardian must be somewhere around. Oh, the wall seems to be partially collapsed. The stone wall is partially collapsed. Nervous even through the hole in the ceiling. I can escape except with the cracks, but still woke in the guardian. I can't stay strapped here forever. Escape the cave. There is an achievement for this. I hope it doesn't like delete my save, but I've seen a Steam friend, so there is like a thing. This is an ending, not a good one, but I think probably not a good one. I never spoke of what happened in the cave to anyone. Afterward, the remaining villagers gave up on the cave and scattered. The city I arrived with was unlike anything I'd known before. It's been years since I settled in the city. The memories of the village have started to fade. Did the Guardian really exist? If not, then what was that cave? Demise! Bad end. Nice. the illustrations AI is not gonna go well with the anti-AI bots in comment sections of the web that are totally real people. Not to say that everyone who's anti-AI is a bot, but that for some reason rabid moral arrogance is like a thing for that topic for some reason. Although I must admit, also the reason I didn't show the game intro, where I definitely think AI art has been used, I usually am not revolted by AI art. The ones in this game's intro really are. There's something uncanny valley about those, I think. Anyway, this is too short for a video, right? Let's enter the cave again. We only have a few more rooms, seemingly. The bottom cave was the one with... I feel a sacred aura behind the door. That is a weird pattern. I mean, it looks like a walk pattern, but can we actually do it here? Oh, I messed up already. It doesn't quite look like... God. I think I messed up. Like, it's just because it doesn't look like... Whatever. Here... It didn't work. But maybe the scaling is just, like, not what I expect. An unknown shape is drawn again. Well, we're gonna have to figure what this is. I have the feeling that I'm just messing it up hard, but... I'm trying it! Alright, I'll try to visualize something. Even though the grid lines are a bit of a mess. Like, really it's not just a 5x5. Even though this fits on a 5x5. It doesn't end near the door either. Not the top door at all. Bottom, is that any better? Once again, it feels more like suited to a 5x5 than... Oh god, I gotta undo again. Than anything else. Do we combine the paths or something? I don't think that's working out. Fine, I'll try something like that. I don't even know, because like starting from here isn't even how this one works, but... I feel like I'm playing the witness. No. I mean, one last thing to try is what if it's only one in the corner instead of what I've been doing? Nope. I wonder if this is like a repeatable thing. What if the idea is to follow, then you get to the end and do it again? No. It's funny because this pushing against the wall also exists. You've never had to leave a room before. I will, there's some 5x5s elsewhere. So again, due to bunny room, I can't enter the room that I'm stuck on in the cursed offset place, seemingly. Chances this does anything are like nigh 0, to be honest, though. Nah. What if I assume that I need to walk to the entry of the door in some other rotation? Didn't work. Let's check the first. When can I solve it? Anytime. And is the other one... This door can be opened only after all the doors open. I kind of felt that that might be the case. And that you needed a cursed offset. Although, the thing on this seems to require 3 columns. So I'm not even sure. Okay, I'm just gonna check it. I don't even know. What should I do? I'm gonna, like, block... The mural represents some kind of path. Thank you, Spaghetti Monster. Guess it's interesting that the double rotate issue gets close to the door, but not next to it. Not the entrance that previous puzzles have established it. Nope. I want to scream it's freaking 45-degree nonsense, because it doesn't look like it, but I mean, it would be a good troll, but it just doesn't look like it would actually fit at all, no? Oh my god! Oh, this is really, really good, actually. Okay, god damn it, okay. This is, so a session change happened between, I literally fell asleep and woke up, but this, it's the map that's 5x5. That is really incredibly good. I did not press the how hints, by the way. And I feel quite very good about not doing so. Like, honestly, I wonder how subtle that hint would actually be. Like, is it just gonna spoil it immediately? I have thoughts about hint systems that, like, if you click and then you wish you weren't, like, spoil as much. Start from the room where this adventure began. Alright, well, that's kind of subtle, but... you know... It's likely that I would have got it if I did that anyway, but it wouldn't be as freaking satisfying. This is another 5x5. I was gonna do it on there. Like, for... I don't know what I'm talking about. I tried that move. Anyway, here we are. Of course, we can't really overlay it, but it's fine, whatever. We're going right. Don't forget the solution to this freaking one. Right. Forgot the solution again. Here. Up. That was another 5x5 room, by the way. Okay, down, then left. Here, here. Okay. Finally, that bottom room, that stupid bottom room involving this is unlocked. Will it still take forever to walk all the way back? Probably. Also, I don't think that was supposed to push that way. What was it? It was like this. Alright, now let's walk all the way back. Okay, and we can finally do that one on the here. What is this? Okay, doors. A grid and dots are drawn. The grid is partially filled. This is not a 4. That's an example grid of a different kind of grid, and it's counting empty spots. So we'll probably be drawing a path on the main grid as well. And it's a snake just like the previous one. Here, it's opposite, so that this time it's counting blacks instead of empties. Well, still need to figure out how to do this, but it doesn't seem like it should change with any door difference. Although that cursed offset was the thing, so that could let you make a path that wasn't viable otherwise. So we need 4, absolutely, all in a line. Well, it could look like this, I guess. I don't know if empty is easier to make. I feel like this sort of path is being suggested here. Doesn't that work out, like, really well? Like, the 3 and the 2, the columns, they only interact... Well, I could also do something like this, kind of. Like... here, maybe. No, the ending doesn't work here. Alright, what if it's the other option, where it's, like, doing everything in reverse? So this 3 is actually really... I mean, this 2 is more like a... It's more like a 3, a 2, and stuff like that. This would actually be a 4 if I'm gonna do it in the opposite ways all the time. This 4, maybe something like that. This would be really dumb if I get it here because I wasn't able to get anything going on the other path. This 3 fails, isn't it? Hold on, I just need to do like this. Does that just do it, by the way? All the effort and time on the other branch where the numbers are counting their actual ones and not the empties. Okay. What the hell? Here. Alright. God. And yeah, the cursed offset is making me very, very suspicious about that. Yeah, it's horizontal offset. I thought there might be a horizontal offset, and if there was any place, it would be in this corner. Although the guardian cannot stop the landslide, in the final moment, they managed to save a single newborn. The concentrated guardian's power left a stigmata newborn soul. Is it going to be us? So the newborn was drawn onto the guardian's power and awakened to the presence thereof. The newborn became the closest being to the guardian. So the reason I end up here is all because, yeah, nice offset. And, oh, we can't interact with it. Well, that answers that, I guess. Well, I did try to set up the very first room, remember, a long time ago. You can't get to this room and keep your horizontal. Let alone in this room, it's also suspicious whether I can keep my horizontal offset or not. Is there actually a way to do this? Well, I guess there has to, because the offset doesn't do anything. Like, I failed that other time. Now, I was thinking about the indicator on the map where the arrow slowly moves. It would be fun if that, like, stayed still if it wasn't possible to go through there. It'd be a funny, subtle detail. But I went to the room on the left, and I don't think that's actually true, but it would be fun. Of course, like, the room on the left I still can't get to without solving this first. Alright, it's time to bring out the drawing, guys. So there's actually, like, the 4 at the bottom can only be here, here, here with a 1 this way, or here with a 1 on the left. Now, does that help me? I don't know, but this one would need a curve. Problem is it could also end there, so maybe that's not true. This one also confirms that one of the places here is the dead end that ends there, though. So I would actually need to make all these turn if the 4 looks like this or the flipped edition. So then this 3 would go, this looks like there's a problem with the 3 right now. Because I do this, now the 2 is done, and I just created an effective loop, and it's stuck. Snake can't touch itself. What about the other end of the flipped edition? These X's are so ugly, I gotta redraw this. Because the one on the top means that something like this is not gonna be a thing. We can't do this, like, something like this ever because of the 2. Causing, like, 2 of these over there, which is really bad. Does that mean we're just connecting directly there? This path also looks flawed. We have everything except the one at the top. Okay, let's try the horizontals, even though we kind of did. How... It's not this way, is it? Do I do this and here? Then here... Does that just do it? It looks that simple. It's not even twisting and turning, and I just suck at life. I feel like I've already done this, and I messed up the 2 column, but also, I literally had it right here. Sorry, impression is difficult. There we go. Right. But we have access to this place. So some stuff is still stuck to the wall. I got some right triangle comments, which I do not understand at the moment because you still need to make a square. Also, those weren't stuck. Anyway, now that that side is open, the diagonal square feels like it's right next door, right? That was the whole freaking point. Now, since I am exceptionally lazy, I'm not even putting the image in yet. I'm just looking at it. No, this doesn't work. I forgot to show this, just in case you need a reminder. It's a 5x5 square that we need to make. Although the lines are coming from the center of the boxes, so it is more like a 6x6 square in a way. Anyway, I drew these, and of course it's going diagonal within here, but like... Oh god. I think I made this, like, like the first time I came across this puzzle or something, and I thought there's no way, because look at, there's a problem here, is that the dots are on points instead of neatly in the grid, but like, this is actually intentional, isn't it? Oh my god, it actually plays. The offset is gonna play in this room. That's actually unbelievable. It was like... It's because diagonals are so weird and, you know, prone to miscalculation or something that it doesn't immediately seem like it's foreshadowing of this idea, but it completely and totally is. Alright, how do I do this? So the horizontal offset is easy, but I don't know about the vertical, and of course I want to get that final box in at a very late date. But yes, horizontal offset right now. Set it up here. Do the same for the lower box. I imagine the vertical offset itself is going to mess with this box, and we should probably just knock it out of the way. Alright, now, let's go all the way back to the starting room. No, not starting room. The vertical room. The vertical offset. Hold on. We can't get vertical. You can't keep vertical in this room. Can I go left or something to do this? Keep vertical, please. Looks like we have it. There, okay. Now, I believe it was up there and then down there. No, it was one higher and one lower than that. Okay, we have both the horizontal and vertical offsets, right? So let's put this box in its proper place. Did I just get memed? The distance between the diagonal, this would be the diagonal of this square, is 7 blocks long. An actual 5 square does not have a 7 length diagonal, but it's very close. So this is just like an almost solution. Grrr. I feel like a different cursed diagonality game almost had this too, but anyway, there's a different configuration. But maybe my rotation isn't... My image editor doesn't have the granularity to rotate. But if this is actually it, though... this actually has to go up by 1. Oh my god. Yeah. Must I get an upgraded rotation image editor? I guess it wasn't offset foreshadowing after all. Alright, so now we get into the leftmost starting room using horizontal offset. Alright, I'm just hoping this allows us to get in there. Here. Like, just in case there was a problem with doing it the other way. Ooh, this seems like... Okay, fine. I guess we're not doing it that way. In fact, we know we are capable of getting back into the starting room this way, because we pretty much just did it the other way around. But yes, this room, which I called earlier, is one where you want to change some of these to be horizontally offset, and it looks like the planning is non-existent. Although, it looks like I needed to do this in both horizontal plus vertical offset anyway. So maybe I'm not that screwed. And since I'm that... I only failed halfway. Alright, well, I don't mind that much. Vertical offset. This is a problem room. Because it looks like I am going to need to be horizontally offset myself. So, the fact that... I wonder if you could make the crappy squiggly with this. Who cares? But, yes, we... Yeah, okay, we have a direct connection to the horizontal room. So now we are on points. It's so cursed that we are on this. It's just normal gameplay. I wonder if the trailer had any shots like this. Like, of the character just walking in some room, and it's hard to tell that anything cursed is happening if you're not paying attention. Okay, down here. Welcome back, starting room. Oh, there it is. Okay. What the? Okay, right. Okay, impossible puzzle achievement also unlocked. There was, however, a path. Surely my offset doesn't matter unless there's some special way to use an offset to do an ice room and get to an entrance, because I know that there was an ice room that wasn't possible to do it from every possible entrance, and maybe this is part of the trick. I'm gonna take the long route just to get to the bottom right room, just to remind myself. I can't from this room I can't keep a horizontal offset. It's kind of funny, but also not relevant here. Alright, back into this room. Oh god. It looks like rest in peace my offsets. Okay, so... let's see if we have an ice room problem. Well, they didn't take very long. Looks like we do. If we are vertical offset, this is completely fine. Alright, let's do it. That was the ice room that I was imagining. It's very nice that it came back. I hope this doesn't also mean that there's any horizontal, because it seems like we deleted our offset there and that's all. Alright. Not much else to say, but I do feel like this will be nearby the end, I guess. But it was very, very funny to see the offset getting used in such an unexpected place. And some of the witness-like mechanics, I guess you could say, of the grids in the mini-grids. There we go. And here's the final room. There's no one. This is only a staff and a mural. Give you a cozy aura from the staff. Where's the Guardian gone? Seems to, you're the Guardian or something. This seems to be the last mural. The Guardian realized they could no longer bear the strength to protect the village. Hoping the child would grow to be the most devoted and wisest, the Guardian created a stone cave deep beneath earth where no one could find it, and inscribed their history within. After infusing all their power into the staff the humans offered, the Guardian chose to return to the nature, expressing gratitude to the humans they were with for so long. They who are worthy shall inherit the will, shall forsake their flesh to become a spirit, and their domain shall be guarded once more for all eternity. The Guardians no more left the village, yet there should still be a chance to save the village, and the staff over there seems to be the key. The choice is solely mine to make. What should I do? Is there this ending? One cannot be blamed for not volunteering. There was new text there. The responsibility guarding was especially heavy. Without the staff. The Guardian's power and responsibility were far too great for me to bear. I left the place as if I were running away. I never spoke of what happened to the cave to anyone. After the main villagers gave up on life, the city I arrived at with them was unlike anything I'd known before. I was able to do a decent job. There's still years passed after that. On the radio off, I treated picking up the staff in that cave, and soon after I found it myself once again seeking out the very cave. There was no one left in the village. The cave hadn't changed at all ever since I visited long ago. For some reason, it felt strangely ordinary, unlike before. I tried to find the entrance again inside the cave, but I couldn't find it. Perhaps because the ground had collapsed. Hopefully you brought a shovel. My new life in the city was busy enough to blur the memories of the past. What happened in the cave now feels distant, almost like a dream. Just a dream of a single night, where I could only move exactly one block at a time. Fleeting dream, the normal end. Decide to leave as a human being. Let's pick it up. This is the ending where you can destroy all the walls that have been blocking you in forever. There's nothing. There is no text. There you go. Just imagine that the staff can break apart everything, I suppose. True end inheritance. There you go. I don't know how to end the video. Don't ask me how to end the video. Bye.